Hello everyone, my name is Jessie and welcome to Plot Twists. So today I'm going to be doing a book haul. This is the last set of books that I got in 2021. Combined with some of the books that I bought since the new year. This video will have 3 parts. First, I'm going to show you the books that I got for Christmas. There's not a whole lot there, but there's definitely a couple of them that are worth mentioning. The second set is going to be from the Barnes & Noble 50% off hardcover book sale, because literally who can resist that? And the third set is actually from Second & Charles. They had a buy 5 get 5 free sale quite a while ago, so I bought 10 of them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I want to talk about today is The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. This is his most recent works that I got for Christmas from my husband. This book centers around Maggie, who has very recently had a very difficult medical diagnosis that she's trying to cope with in modern times. And I believe this book is part of her recanting some of the stories from her teenage years, where she spent living with her aunt in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Presumably there will be some sort of teenage love story that she is recanting to somebody who's important in her life, and I am really looking forward to getting to this book as soon as I can. The next book that I got for Christmas is Ace of Spades by, I apologize for butchering this pronunciation, but Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé, maybe? This is a YA mystery novel that centers around 2 characters at a high school who have just become senior prefects or something. That might just be me mixing up HP terms, but basically an anonymous person who refers to themselves as Ace starts spreading some gossip about them that's really harmful to their future. Reading the summary kind of makes me feel like this is going to give Gossip Girl or Pretty Little Liar-esque vibes. I'm not sure quite which one. But I've been really looking forward to this. Everybody who seems to talk about this has really enjoyed it. I am so excited that my sister-in-law got this for me for Christmas. And the last book from Christmas that I have to talk about, I am so pumped about. This is What Once Was Mine by Liz Braswell. This is the newest Disney Twisted Tales novel. This centers around Tangled and the story of Rapunzel. And the twist is, what if Rapunzel's mother drank a potion from the wrong flower? Obviously, this completely changes the entirety of this story, and I cannot wait to see how this book both ties in things that happened in the movie and significantly changes it enough that it'll be interesting. I'm honestly hoping to read this in the month of February, if not sooner, so look forward to my review of this coming soon. Okay, so those were the 3 books that I got for Christmas. The next set of books we're going to talk about, I bought at the 50% off all Barnes & Noble hardcover book sale. The first one that I picked up, I have been looking forward to for so long, and that is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. As you can see, I'm like most of the way through this novel. And I won't tell you what I'm thinking about it yet, so look forward to hearing about that in my wrap-up. This book centers around our main character of Wallace, who has recently passed away from a heart attack. At his funeral, he is greeted by somebody who takes him back to a tea shop where he is met by Hugo, who is a ferryman. It comes out that Hugo's entire purpose is to help Wallace cross over to the afterlife and kind of come to terms with his death and his life and that kind of thing. So that's the basic premise of this book. Obviously things are going to change from there, and I don't want to give too much away, but if you enjoyed A House in the Cerulean Sea, I can almost promise you that I think you would enjoy this one. They have very similar themes, and while the topics are quite different, in a very interesting way. I'm very much enjoying the concepts that are involved in this book. I think if you enjoyed the first one, you would definitely enjoy this one as well. This book I picked up is Roxy by Neal and Jarrod Shusterman. I don't know a whole lot about this plot, but I know that it involves the opioid epidemic, and I know that it centers around two characters who are dealing with the effects of drug addiction in very, very different ways. I have really enjoyed everything that I've read from Neal Shusterman, and the last book that was written by him with his son, I also really, really enjoyed. That was Dry. So I don't know, I'm really looking forward to this. I anticipate getting to this either this month or next month. The next book that I picked up is Any Way the Wind Blows by Rowell. This is the finale to the Simon Snow trilogy, which is effectively Harry Potter fan fiction. The two main characters in this are Simon Snow and Baz, and of course they have a couple other characters that are part of their particular group. In general, I've enjoyed the first two books. The first book a lot. The second book really felt like a filler to me, so I'm hoping this really wraps up that particular series, and hopefully I'll be getting to this soon. And the last book that I picked up at the Barnes & Noble 50% off hardcover sale was The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. From my understanding, this book centers around a character who is basically given a huge inheritance from somebody that she barely knew. And of course, the family of this particular person is very irate with the situation. And I think they have to live in this house together for an entire year to be able to claim on the inheritance. So I might be a little off there, but I'm pretty sure that's what this particular book's about. I've heard nothing but great things about this. It seems really interesting. I've heard it likened to The Hunger Games, which is obviously a series I really enjoyed. I don't know. I'm looking forward to reading this though. Okay, on to the 10 books that I picked up from the Second & Charles Buy 5 Get 5 free sale. The first book that I have to talk about is Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Cori McCarthy. The only things that I really know about this book is that it is an Arthurian retelling with a female King Arthur. I believe this has some LGBTQ plus representation and some really strong fantasy tones. I am actually hoping to get to this later this month, so look forward to this in my wrap up as well. The next book that I picked up is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I really enjoyed Victoria Aveyard's other series, Red Queen, so when this novel came out, I knew that I had to pick it up. From my understanding, this book centers around a character who is basically somebody show up at her doorstep one day and tell her that she is destined to save the world from a man who is breaking kingdoms or something to that extent. I expect this to be a fantasy like coming of age novel, and I think that this is going to be really exciting to read, and I can't wait to read it. The next book that I picked up is Undivided by Neal Shusterman. This is the last book in the Unwind dystology, apparently that's what they're calling it. This novel takes place in a world in which parents have the ability to choose to unwind their child, which effectively means that they can break them down for parts before the child turns 18, and their organs can be used for other purposes. Without giving too much away about the series, it's a really fascinating concept. The characters that we follow are pretty dynamic and come from very different walks of life. And I've really been enjoying the way that this society has kind of developed and the things that you learn about the past. In general, I've really enjoyed this series, and I am excited to read the conclusion. The next book that I picked up is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco, I think. This book centers around two twin witches who live among humans. One day, one of the twins finds the other twin dead, and her body has really just been torn to pieces. And that kind of is where this book starts, with the mystery of what happened to her twin. I've heard really good things about this book series. I did try reading Stalking Jack the Ripper, which is one of Kerri Maniscalco's other novels, and I was not too impressed, but I think part of that is not her writing, but the actual plot and setting of that story. So I am definitely looking forward to giving her another chance in a fantasy setting, and I look forward to reading this soon. The next book that I picked up is Dragon Keeper by Rob and Hobb. This is book 1 of the Rainwild Chronicles. This is a high fantasy novel for sure, centering in a world with dragons. And to be honest, I don't know a whole lot more than that. I have heard great things about Rob and Hobb's writing, though, in terms of high fantasy, and I have been really looking forward to picking one of her novels up. So when I found this one as part of that particular sale, I picked it up without a second thought, and I'm looking forward to getting to this one soon. The next book that I picked up was Imagine Me by Taherah Mafi. This is the 6th book, I believe. Yes, 6th novel in the Shatter Me series, which originally started as a trilogy, and then an additional trilogy was added on. I actually haven't read any of the new trilogy, but I did really enjoy the original 3 Shatter Me novels. They take place centering around our main character of Juliet, who has the ability to kill people with her touch. And obviously that creates some really interesting scenarios and situations. So I have been looking forward to reading the next 3 novels that have come out, and finding this as part of that particular sale, I just couldn't turn it down. On a similar note, I also picked up Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. This, for my, I believe this is the second to last book in the Throne of Glass series. I know that I have only read the first 2 books, but I am intending to finish the series. And again, when I found this as part of that particular sale, how could I say no? If you're not familiar, Throne of Glass, If you're not familiar, Throne of Glass is a Cinderella retelling in which Cinderella is an assassin. That's kind of where the first book starts, but it does very much change over the course of the series. And I am looking forward to kind of falling back in with this series at some point this year. I also picked up The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan, which is the second book in the Wheel of Time series. This is the particular format that I've decided I'm going to be collecting. So when I found this one used, I couldn't turn it down. I have not actually read the first Wheel of Time book yet. That was part of my intentions for the end of last year, and then I hit a huge reading slump, and that just didn't happen. So hopefully I will be starting that early this year, and I will have the second book to continue. The next book that I picked up is Where Dreams Descend by Janelle Angelis. I don't know a whole lot about this book other than it centers around magicians in a circus who are doing, I believe, some sort of competition. I'm not super familiar, but I have heard really positive reviews of this book. And honestly, the cover is stunning. I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to picking this up. I just have a feeling that this is going to be really, really enjoyable. And the last book that I picked up at that particular sale, I've been looking forward to reading for a long time and just have not gotten around to pick it up. And that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I know that this is a super steamy fantasy romance, but I really don't know a whole lot other than that. I know that people rave about Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing, and I have been looking forward to picking up some of her novels for a long time. And you guys can see this is I don't even know that this has been read. It doesn't even look used at all before, and I picked this up for $4, and I don't know how you say no to that. So I'm really looking forward to picking this one up, maybe even later this month, if not beginning of next month. So look forward to my thoughts about this. Okay, so that wraps up my first book haul of 2021. Let me know if you've read any of these books or if you're looking forward to reading any of these. I have so many new books that I'm really looking forward to, and so many old books that I need to get to. I have 95 books right now on my physical TBR, and definitely one of my goals of 2022 is to help pare that down. So hopefully that works out well for me. If you guys liked this video, please like and subscribe. I try to post videos every 4 to 5 days or so, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye!